everyone, welcome to Physics Facilitator. So in today's session we are going to complete the chapter which we have started in our last session, that is matter around us. So let us recall what all we have learned in our last class. Okay, we have learned the definition of matter and we have learned what all comes under matter, and we have understood there are three states of matter: solids, liquids and gases. And we have learned the properties of solids, liquids and gases with small examples, and also we have learned compressibility. So these were the topics which we have completed in our last class. So in today's class we will cover other topics of this chapter. Okay, now can matter change its states? Definitely yes, matter can change its states. For this we can take example of ice. So this is ice, right? In which state the ice is now? It is in solid state. On heating, ice changes to water. అంటే ice solid state నుంచి liquid state కి మారుతుంది. This is water. Water is liquid state. Okay, so ice is changing from solid state to liquid state, that is water. Again, if you further heat that water, what you will find? The water will become water vapor, as you can see here. What is this? This water vapor is in gaseous state, that is liquid is changing to gases. Okay, so in this example, is matter changing? Yes, matter is changing from solid to liquid, liquid to gases. That means it is transferring from one form to other. Okay, for this examples are ice, camphor, naphthalene balls, coconut oil, etc. How is coconut oil normally? I mean, what state it is? It is in liquid state normally, but in winter it freezes. So it is freezing in winter. Freezing means it will turn to solid state. Okay, అంటే liquid state నుంచి solid state కి change అవుతుంది. Sublimation is nothing but if a substance or matter changes directly from solid state to gaseous state without passing through liquid state, then that is called as sublimation. Okay, or it can be vice versa, that is any substance which changes from gaseous state to solid state without passing through liquid state, that is called as sublimation. Okay, for this we can take example of camphor, naphthalene balls, etc. So if you take camphor and if you light it up, what you will observe? The solid camphor, how this camphor is? It is in solid state, right? So when we light it up, what is happening? This camphor is turning into gas, right? Here you can see these fumes. Okay, so this is in gaseous state, that is camphor is transferring from or changing from solid to gaseous state directly without passing through liquid state. Okay, same with naphthalene balls. So where we use these naphthalene balls? We usually use them in our closets. So we put these naphthalene balls there and leave it. After few days, if you see, the naphthalene balls will be disappeared, but you will find the smell, right? So naphthalene balls are evaporated, that is naphthalene balls are in solid state, right? So that naphthalene balls which are in solid state are converting or changing to gaseous state. Okay, so these are the examples of sublimation. Next, matter is made up of tiny particles. For this, we will take 100 ml of water in a beaker. 100 ml water తీసుకొని అందులోకి potassium permanganate crystals ని వేద్దాం. After putting potassium permanganate crystals into this 100 ml of water, the water color is changing to pink, right? సో ఈ పింక్ కలర్ వాటర్ నుంచి ఒక 10 ml వాటర్ ని తీసుకొని ఆ 10 ml వాటర్ ని ఇంకొక 100 ml వాటర్ ఉన్న బీకర్ లోకి వేయాలి. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? వాటర్ ఆఫ్ ది కలర్ విల్ చేంజ్ అగైన్ ఇంటూ పింక్ కలర్. బట్ ఈ కలర్ కి డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఇది డార్క్ ఉంటుంది, ఇది కొంచెం లైట్ కలర్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, లెట్ us say this is beaker 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. So now let us take 10 ml of this solution from beaker 2 and pour it in beaker 3 which have 100 ml of water. Now what you will observe? The pink color will appear but it is less compared to beaker number 2. Now take another 10 ml from beaker number 3 and pour it in beaker number 4 which contains same 100 ml of water. Now what you will observe? The color is again decreased. Okay, it will be pink but again it is decreased. So what you observe from this activity? Even after high dilution also the water is changing its color but the intensity of color is same? No, it is decreasing. So from this we can conclude that there are many tiny particles in one potassium permanganate crystal which get uniformly distributed when they are put into the water. This is the reason the color of the water is changing every time. Okay. Next, there is space between the particles of the matter. So what we are telling, there are spaces present between the particles of the matter. So to understand this, we can do a small activity like take a beaker, okay, and fill this beaker with water. Now add some salt to this beaker, okay, and stir it with spoon. After stirring the water, what you will observe? Salt is disappeared and you will find only water. What is happening here? Salt particles అనేవి వాటర్ పార్టికల్స్ లో ఉన్న స్పేసెస్ లో వెళ్ళి సెటిల్ అవుతున్నాయి. సో బై ఆక్యుపైయింగ్ దోస్ స్పేసెస్ సాల్ట్ ఈస్ డిసపియర్డ్. సో ఎప్పటి వరకు ఇది కంటిన్యూ అవుతుంది? ఎప్పటి వరకు సాల్ట్ డిజాల్వ్ అవుతుంది వాటర్ లో? ఎప్పటి వరకు అంటే వాటర్ పార్టికల్స్ లో ఉన్న స్పేసెస్ ఫిల్ అయ్యేదాకా ఈ సాల్ట్ అనేది డిజాల్వ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ ది సింపుల్ యాక్టివిటీ టు ప్రూవ్ దట్ there is space between the particles of matter. Next, the particles of matter have force of attraction between them. అంటే ఏంటి? మ్యాటర్ లో ఉన్న పార్టికల్స్ మిడిల్ లో ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ అట్రాక్షన్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. సో టు అండర్స్టాండ్ దిస్ we will do another small activity. Okay, if you have a tap and if you open this tap and water is running down, okay, now try to break this stream of the water. Is it possible? No, right? Why it is not possible? Because the molecules present in this stream of water have some force of attraction between them. The force of attraction between the particles are holding the particles together. Due to this force, the particles are attracted to each other strongly, so we are unable to break the stream of the water. Okay, next, so now we will understand the arrangement of particles in solids, liquids and gases. So for solids we have took example of ice and for liquids we have took example of water. For gases we have took example of balloon which is filled with gas. So first solids. From this you can observe that the particles in solids are tightly packed together, right? So there is barely tiny space between the particles. So due to this there is very high force of attraction between each particles. So due to this force of attraction the solids don't change their shape and volume. Next, liquids. If you observe the arrangement of particles in liquids, how it is? They are arranged randomly, that is they don't have a sequence, right? And also they have spaces between the particles. So if you compare this liquid with solids, liquids have moderate space and also the force of attraction is little less compared to solids. Okay, so due to this less force of attraction compared to solids, liquids can change their shape according to the shape of the containers. Okay, next, if you observe gases, How the particles are arranged in gases? They are arranged very far to each other. Okay, randomly. How is the force of attraction between the particles of gases then? It is very, very less compared to liquids and solids. So due to this less force of attraction between the particles of the gases, it don't have a fixed shape and fixed volume, and it can be compressed easily. So this is the arrangement of particles in solids, liquids and gases. Okay. Next, so now let us understand the differences between solids, liquids and gases. First, intermolecular forces are high in solids. Why? Because the solid particles are packed together, that is they are packed tightly together, and there is very little space, that is there is very tiny space between the particles. Due to this, the intermolecular forces are very high. Okay. Liquids, intermolecular forces are intermediate. Why? Because the particles in liquids have little space between each particles, and due to this space the force of attraction is intermediate, that is the intermolecular forces are intermediate. Gases, intermolecular forces are less or practically non-existent. Why? Because the space between the particles of gases is very high. Due to this, the force of attraction between the particles is very less. Next, solids have a definite shape and volume. That is, solids don't change their shape and volume. They have a fixed shape and volume. Liquids changes shapes according to the shape of the container, but volume does not change. So liquid shape అనేది కంటైనర్ షేప్ బట్టి మారుతూ ఉంటుంది, కానీ దాని వాల్యూమ్ అనేది చేంజ్ అవ్వదు. Why this change is happening? Because the liquid particles have little space between them. So due to this space there is less force of attraction compared to solids. So the liquids can mold their shape according to the shape of the container. Next, gases. Gases neither have a definite shape nor వాల్యూమ్. అంటే గ్యాసెస్ కి ఒక ఫిక్స్డ్ వాల్యూమ్ ఉండదు, ఒక ఫిక్స్డ్ షేప్ ఉండదు. ఎందుకంటే గ్యాసెస్ లో ఉన్న పార్టికల్స్ చాలా దూరంగా ప్లేస్ అయి ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి దాని మధ్యలో ఉన్న ఇంటర్మోలిక్యులర్ ఫోర్సెస్ అనేవి చాలా తక్కువ ఉంటాయి. సో ఇవి తక్కువ ఉండడం వల్ల ఆ గ్యాస్ ఏ షేప్ నైనా ఆబ్టైన్ చేసుకోగలదు, ఏ వాల్యూమ్ కైనా రెడ్యూస్ అవ్వగలదు. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్, intermolecular space between solid particles is very less. Right. ఈ పిక్చర్ లో చూస్తే is there any space between these two particles 1 and 2? No, right? That is what we are saying here. Intermolecular space between solid particles is very less because they are tightly packed together. Okay. Next, intermolecular space between liquid particles is moderate. Ante liquid particles have some space between each particle. So we are saying that intermolecular space between liquid particles is moderate. Okay. Next, intermolecular space between particles of gases is very high. Solids are incompressible. Right. So we cannot compress solids. That is, we cannot change the shape or volume of the solid by compressing or applying force on it. Okay. Next, liquids are slightly compressible. Okay. Somewhat we can compress liquids. Gases are highly compressible. Ante we can compress gases. Okay. Next, diffusion is slow in solids. Why? Due to intermolecular forces present between the particles of the solids, the diffusion is very slow. Okay. Diffusion is fast in liquids compared to solids. Why? The particles of liquids have some space, so the rate of diffusion is somewhat fast in liquids compared to solids. Next, diffusion is faster in gases compared to solids and liquids. So gases are highly diffusible compared to solids and liquids. Okay. So with this we have completed our first chapter of 9th class, that is matter around us. So I hope you have understood the whole chapter, and if you have any queries or doubts about this chapter, please comment me in the comment section. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel and support my channel. Let us meet in another amazing session.